So we're trying something a little new today, or a little different, a little further away from the camera. I do not have a mic, so hopefully you can hear me okay. So it is December 2nd, and we are starting on the holiday season. Christmas movies galore. Like, I could review 10 Christmas movies a day, all month long, between Hallmark, TV One, BET, LMN, OWN, HBO, whatever. They're everywhere. So I just finished watching Candy Cane Lane, and you can't really go wrong with Eddie Murphy as it is. He's had very few duds as movies. He's really good. He's a national treasure that should be protected at all costs. So we have a star-studded cast, in my opinion. Star-studded. You got, like I said it before, Eddie Murphy, Tracy Ellis Ross, DC Young Fly, David Alan Grier. I'm sure I'm missing some people. But, one thing I like, one of the things I'll say I like about Candy Cane Lane is I feel like it's a really leveled Christmas movie. It has just enough cheesiness, but not too much. It's rated PG for a reason, because there's a few curse words. So if you have small children that are like 4 or 5, depending on your parenting level, not level, but depending on your parenting style, you might not want them to watch it if you don't want them watching stuff with curse words. I feel like this movie is good also for all ages, though. Adults, like, you can be an adult without kids, watch it and enjoy it, in my opinion. So Eddie Murphy plays Chris Carver, and he's this man, has his beautiful family. They live in this neighborhood that is very competitive with Christmas competitions every year, and he's always in competition with his neighbor right across the street, who seems to always win, right? Which, I don't know why he has these inflatable things and that's all he has, but he's always winning. So his goal is to win this Christmas competition. So early on, he ends up getting laid off, and when you get laid off, especially if your identity is your job, you kind of lose yourself. So he really dives head forward into this competition thing. So this movie, it's a bit of fantasy. Okay, you have talking ornaments, you have things coming to life. So this movie is wrapped around the 12 days of Christmas, and everybody in America, if you grew up here in the US of A, you have definitely heard of the 12 days of Christmas, where each time you keep adding the same things until you get to 12 of them, right? Partridge in a Pear Tree, all the way down to whatever the 12 stuff is, right? So he ends up going to, him and his daughter, his youngest daughter, who's the one who is like, she's into Christmas like him. His other 2 children are kind of like, whatever. She's like his right-hand man, right? So they go into this pop-up Christmas shop with this kooky lady named Pepper, and she sells him this tall version of the 12 Days of Christmas tree. So everything that you hear in the song is in the tree, right? So basically, these things start coming alive in the movie and causing havoc. It kind of put me in the mind of Jumanji a little bit, even though it wasn't a board game, but the stuff coming alive, right? I don't want to spoil too much of this movie because, I want to watch. I say the same thing in every video. I don't want to spoil too much, but I want you to see it and enjoy it in real time for yourself, right? So anybody that knows me knows I absolutely adore David Alan Grier. I used to have a series on here called Flowers, and it was basically paying homage to people while they're alive, to celebrities that I adore, that I look up to. And he's in one of those episodes. If you want to go check it out, just go through my channel, look for Flowers, should be in all capital letters, and you can see my video on David Alan Grier. anybody's a film buff, especially in black films, you know that Eddie Murphy and David Alan Grier played together in Boomerang, classic film with Lilo Roshan and Robin Givens. They have a great chemistry together, and I was very happy to see him in this. His role is a little small, but it's significant. You know, um, it it puts a bow on everything. So I'm always happy to see David Allen Greer. Everything he cannot do any wrong to me. Everything that, even if the movie or TV show that he's in sucks, his role is always great. Like, I don't care if it's comedic, serious. He was in not Greenleaf, Queen Sugar, and he played an abusive husband, and he's so believable. You know, he played in Tales from the Hood, and he played an abusive stepfather. So it's like he can play these serious roles, and he can play his comedic roles. He is great. Another one that I feel like should be protected at all costs, right? So there's a lady in here who I've seen her, but I haven't seen things that she's played in, and she plays she plays the news anchor, one of the news anchors that's talking about this upcoming Christmas competition, and she is hysterical. Like, her role in this is so perfect. It actually made me Google what else she was in, because I'm like, I definitely want to see her other acting jobs, right? Because she had me crying, all right? And so Tracy Ellis Ross, DC Young Fly, you know, there's something in this movie. I'm glad I thought of it just now, that I don't know if anybody else noticed this. Hold on just a second. I don't know if anyone noticed this, but I kind of did the correlation or comparison when Santa came. Is the phone crooked? When Santa came, and there's an evil elf, right, named Pepper. And the story is in the movie that Pepper was once a good elf, but she started messing up and got demoted all the way down. You know what I compared that to? I actually compared that to, like, Lucifer being a fallen angel. That's what I compared it to. Because in this movie, she was an evil elf. That's another thing that I thought was genius. This is my first time seeing an evil elf. Maybe I haven't seen a lot of, like, Christmas movies with, like, horror aspects, but she did well. She did good too. But like I said, in general, I love the balance of the movie. It's not too... I feel like every Christmas movie has a bit of cheese on it. I think this holiday can have a bit of cheesiness. Cheesiness is not bad in small doses. You know, I mean, that's just how I feel. Some things are just naturally, you know, like that. I think it was very leveled. Being a black person, I can appreciate some of the humor in it. That some of the things that cultural wise that I get, and you know, so I definitely appreciate that as always. But it wasn't like super, you know how a lot of stuff that comes out now is just extremely PC, extremely, you know what kind of climate we're in right now. That's what I meant by level. So Amazon did this thing with this. You know, the only thing is, I wish something like this would have been in theaters. I'm a theater person. I'm going to go to the movies on the second opening weekend and maybe getting popcorn, depending on if I want to spend $50, and watching it big screen with other people, you know, laughing with the audience. I don't know. I see some of the better movies go to streaming now versus go to the theater. Like, I see a lot of stuff on streaming services. I'm like, man, this would have killed in a movie theater. I wish they would have put it there. And it's like, it's crazy because from a financial perspective, it's better to stream it because you're not paying per view. You're just paying a monthly subscription to have access to everything. But it's like it's an event. It's an event of going to the theater. So I also have a video on that talking about the disappearance of the movie theater. Is it going to be a thing here in the next 20 years? You know. But anyways, excuse the hair. I keep it in a bonnet at home when I'm at home, so it's kind of like in its own little circle, fluffed out, right, from the shaping. I'm excited about this season. There's plenty of gems out. I'm actually going to subscribe to some streaming services just to watch certain movies that are on those services. Then I'll probably unsubscribe after my free trial because I already am subscribed to enough as it is, all right? As always, y'all, peace and blessings. Shout out to my 42 subscribers. Y'all are hanging in there, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go ahead and like for me. And don't be afraid to share, all right? I will see you. I will see you. I will see you. Good night.